It's a busy day for Emily Gordenker. She's the director of the Mauritshuis Art Gallery in The Hague. And now it's reopened after a major makeover. She's showing it off to the world.
The Mauritshuis is really unique. It's small, in a good way. You can see everything in a day. You don't get that overwhelming feeling that you get in a huge museum. But I do admit, if I had to save one painting from a disaster, it would be The View of Delft by Johannes Vermeer. It is an extraordinary painting. It radiates. It's so beautifully painted. It so captures the atmosphere of the Netherlands. I know no other painting like it.
One of the star attractions, Girl with a Pearl Earring by Vermeer, inspired a novel and a film, and she's been touring the world for the last 2 years.
Well, this is the best-known work of art on display here by far, and they're particularly happy to have it back after 2 years. But this place is about so much more than just Vermeer.
One artist featured heavily is arguably the most famous Dutch painter of them all. There's nowhere better to see how Rembrandt developed his style.
You can see that very well here in the collection. An early work like the Anatomical Lesson of Dr. Tulp. He painted it when he was in Amsterdam, making a career as a portrait painter. But what he really wanted to be is a painter of history scenes from the Bible, mythology. And he introduced a story in a group portrait. And later on he did the same with individual portraits.
The collection's always been housed in this 17th century building, and it's the perfect place to see Dutch and Flemish works from the same era. They call it the Golden Age. But it was struggling to cope with visitor numbers and needed an exhibition space. Then an Art Deco building just opposite became available, and now it's a new wing of the Mauritshuis. As the architect behind the project explains, to get from one to the other, you have to go underground.
Our brief was to connect these two buildings in the most natural, inviting way. And what we did is we designed this entrance foyer that we are standing in right now, and we made it as big and as open and as light as possible.
The public don't get to look around for another week, but when they do, the gallery's expecting 250,000 visitors a year, an increase of 25%. And that really would be something to celebrate. Nadim Barber, Al Jazeera in The Hague.